Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryant. We are about to get into it in just a few minutes. Give me 1 second here. I gotta send this link out. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Stupid phone wanna act up, huh? There we go. Give me 1 second. I'm sending the link out right now. So we can get this party started real fast. All right. Yeah, I'm sending the link out to Facebook, text messages, and all that. Facebook, text messages, and all that. Stupid echo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the installment of the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryant, and on today's episode, I will be talking about the release superstars that WWE released this past week. Um, I'm talking about Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, Buddy Murphy, Ruby Riott, and Santana Garrett. Garnett, I'm sorry. And these superstars WWE released over the past this past week on the 2nd of June, which was on a Tuesday. No, Wednesday, I think. Hold on. I know. Days linked together super hard. Yeah, it was on Wednesday. WWE released several superstars this past Wednesday. Aleister Black, Braun Strowman, Ruby Riott, Lana, a lot of other superstars they released this past week, and a lot of people are not too happy with it because it's a stupid decision on WWE's part. There's a lot of rumors why they release superstars. Well, I'm going to get right into that right now. Here is the latest update. Well, here's my opinion on this. My opinion on the release that WWE did is stupid. Hands down stupid. It was the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. You released Ruby Riott, a young lady who scratched and clawed her way back to the top where she belongs. She made the Riot Squad. You broke the Riot Squad up. You re-put the Riot Squad after you released Sarah Logan, and you put Liz Morgan and Ruby Riott together after they were feuding with each other for God knows how long. Then you release her. She has a WrestleMania moment at this past WrestleMania, and you release her for what? For budget cuts? Bull. I'm gonna get into that too. Okay. Then you have Santana Garnett. She, this lady, is a former Shining Star Women's Champion. She's a former women's champion on the independent. She has done so much stuff, and you barely use this woman, and you release her. She had about 4 matches, and you never saw her again on Raw. She had one match on NXT. You never saw her no more. But you release her. Then you got Lana. I'm not a big fan of Lana, but the crap you put Lana through was unbelievable. You made Lana get put through a table by a woman who can't deliver a suplex very well. And yes, she's Samoan. Yes, she's a part of the. I'm not talking about Lana. I'm talking about Nia Jax. Nia Jax is a part of the family, the Akiana family or the Samoan family, but she can't wrestle. Just put it out there. Lana can't either, but still, you made Lana make Nia Jax like $1 million, and you still release this girl. You call yourself one of the pusher and pusher and pusher for what? To give her Jack? Stupid. Then Buddy Murphy, the best kept secret. Now this one hits home very much because this one is kind of pissing me off a little bit because the mere fact of the matter, when you was in Australia, you had your super showdown. Buddy Murphy had the biggest pop of the night. He went out there, he beat Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. The loudest pop is when Buddy Murphy went out there. His matches with Aleister Black are canvas matches. What I mean by that is those matches are classics. Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, hands down, perhaps the best rivalry you could ever do. You can put that on Monday Night Raw right now, and that was your ratings. You got a guy like Buddy Murphy, who is a former NXT Tag Team Champion, a former Cruiserweight Champion, a former Raw Tag Team Champion, and you release this man for what? They say it was budget cuts. Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that shortly. Then Aleister Black, Mr. Tommy N, the master of the Black Mass, former NXT champion. He's a Dusty Rhodes Classic winner with Ricochet. Talk about a guy who you did little with. You did little with is right. His matches with Buddy Murphy, his matches with Cesaro, his matches with Kevin Owens on Raw, great. You bring him back to cause Big E the Intercontinental Champion, then you release him. That was a stupid decision. A very stupid decision. And I mean stupid decision. This is then you got Braun Strowman, a man who you brung in, put with the Wyatt family. Stupid decision. Very stupid decision. Didn't fit that family. Then you took him out the Wyatt family. You called it a monster among men. You had him feud with Roman Reigns just to get him up there. And Roman put that boy over good. And when I mean Roman put that boy over, Roman put Braun Strowman over to the top where Strowman was ready. Roman was ready for that big push. Didn't get that push because a jacked up Nimrod, a pea brain, muscle brown bum, didn't give him that opportunity. See, I'm going to expose what really happened. Here's what happened. It was supposed to be Braun Strowman defeat Brock Lesnar at No Mercy that year, but Brock Lesnar complained and moaned to Vince McMahon, and at the last minute, Vince McMahon rewrote the main event for No Mercy. And Brock Lesnar went on to spin and beat Braun Strowman at No Mercy. Braun was supposed to hold the title all the way up until WrestleMania and drop the belt to Roman Reigns. Didn't happen that way because a pea brain Brock Lesnar didn't want it happen. Braun finally got his come up when at WrestleMania he teamed up with Nicholas and beat the Bar for the SmackDown Tag Team Champion. A little side note for you: that was supposed to be a joke, a punishment to make Braun look foolish. Braun flipped that around. Braun made that match look good. Braun and Nicholas beat the Bar for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Then you take him off Raw, you put him on SmackDown, where he beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. Then, after holding the belt for less than a month, he drops the title to Sami Zayn at I think it was Fastlane or was it? I want to say Elimination Chamber, one or two. Then the lead introduces Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a heck of a competitor. Then you give him his big break. He runs through Goldberg, beats Goldberg at WrestleMania in front of nobody. It was a pandemic, and becomes the Universal Champion. He holds the title until SummerSlam when he drops it to the Fiend. Then after that, he does nothing. Then at Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash earlier this year, he has a heck of a match with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, who I'm sick of fighting, who I'm so sick of seeing fight each other. Then he gets released. The reason why those superstars was released was to pay the salary of the Beast Incarnate, muscle bound, jacked up Nimrod P Brain Brock Lesnar. The man who don't work pay-per-views, certain pay-per-views. He only works SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania for pay-per-views. He don't work Raw. He refused to work SmackDown, but Vince puts up with it. You got guys on this roster right now who's busting their butt and working the roster, working the shows. You got a a 3-time world champion, and WWE is using him as a jobber. And I'm talking about Jeff Hardy. They're using him as a jobber. There's no way Jeff Hardy's supposed to be losing to Jinder Mahal. There's no way he's supposed to be losing to Ricochet. There's no way he's supposed to be losing to Elias or Jackson Riker. Come on, man. You got guys on your Raw roster who you could be pushing in the main event, but you pushing Drew McIntyre. Nothing against Drew McIntyre, but I am sick and tired of seeing Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. They had a match at WrestleMania, Bobby won. They had a match at WrestleMania Backlash, Bobby won. I am sick and tired of seeing Bobby and Drew. Bring Brock Lesnar back. We might get the match that we all want to see, Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Spoiler alert, Brock Lesnar's going to win because Brock Lesnar is Vince McMahon's boy. Brock Lesnar doesn't want to put over Bobby Lashley. I can tell you that right now. All right. Let's talk about what Tom was just talking about. The Street Profits potentially joining the Hurt Business. The rumor around the business, the rumor around the locker room, and the rumor is Roman Reigns does not want the Street Profits on SmackDown. Vince McMahon is feeling that thing. Roman Reigns has pull in the WWE, just like his father did, just like his cousin did. None of the other family members use their pull like the big dog, tribal chief, or whatever he's calling himself these days. The thing about that is Roman Reigns is the most dominant champion in WWE right now. I don't care if your name is Bobby Lashley. Roman Reigns is the most dominant champion in WWE right now, next to Walter. And I get to that later. The tribal chief is the best thing to ever happen to Roman Reigns. Now, as far as the Street Profits joining the Hurt Business, that's a go. That's a go. The Street Profits last match maybe this Thursday on SmackDown when they battle the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and what is that guy's name? Otis. I guess that's his name. Otis or Vader Jr. Otis. I'm sorry. Vader Jr. is what JR called him. My bad. Otis. The Street Profits are the second team to hold all three championships. And I mean excuse me, all three championships. They held the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Raw Tag Team Championships, and the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. It's it boggles the mind what's going on Monday Night Raw. I love what they're doing with the Usos on Friday Night SmackDown. This whole tribal chief acknowledgement. You don't know if Jay gonna turn on Jimmy. You don't know if Jimmy gonna turn on Jay. I love the way they're doing this. I love the way they're building up Nakamura and King Corbin for a match for the crown and Hell in a Cell. if they go that route. Knowing WWE, they probably won't go that route. I love how they building up Bianca Belair and Bailey. I love what up, Warren. I love how they building up, how they just constantly building up Friday Night SmackDown. They need to build up Monday Night Raw. To be honest with you, because Monday Night Raw sucks. I am so glad I missed about an hour worth of Raw because I'm in class when Raw comes on. And I turn to it and I was like, I got a class for this. Are you serious? Monday Night Raw is garbage. It's pure garbage. I'm just saying that right now. The only what's up, Tyrone? The only reason I watch Raw for two reasons: our truth and the 24/7 championship and the New Day. I'm a Kofi Kingston fan. Xavier Woods gets on my last nerves, but I'm a Kofi Kingston fan. So it's just a matter of how you do things, and WWE is not doing it right. Whoever's writing for SmackDown, bravo. Whoever's writing for Raw, release that man. Raw been sad for a long time. Raw just suck. It's sad. I prefer watch. I watch NXT more than I watch Raw, and I watch NXT because I like everybody on NXT. And I love what they're doing in NXT with Karrion Cross, Adam Cole, Johnny, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly. And in your house is going to be a fatal five way for NXT Championship. I think Karrion Cross bit off more than he can chew, too, because there's no way he's going to walk out with guys like Johnny, Adam Cole, um, I forgot, and Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly. A little history for you. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are both former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champions. So I can't wait to see how that match rolls out. I'm also looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this Tuesday when Amber Moon battles Bianca Daka Cow, whatever her name is. I cannot pronounce the woman's name. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this Tuesday on NXT. I can't wait to see what happens next week on SmackDown with the Usos and Roman Reigns. I love the way WWE is building up the Usos and Roman Reigns. It's about time that family got a push. You know, we all know that family has been pushed WWE long before that push began. It's just my opinion. Every member of that Samoan family in WWE has either been tag team champion, intercontinental champion, and WWE champion. I think Yokozuna, Rock, and Roman Reigns are the only three world champions in that family. You ain't right, Tyrone. So that's just so. Next subject I'm gonna talk about because it's been talked about a lot this past week. The Montreal Screwjob, Bret the Hitman Hart, and Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. And I'm gonna jump right into it. The screw job needed to happen for one reason, because we all know Bret Hart was not going to take the title and take it to Raw and give it to Vince McMahon. Eric Bischoff gave Bret Hart an additional $50,000 to show up on Nitro the night after Survivor Series and drop the title in the trash. They was going to mail the title back to WWE. Now, at that time, WWE had Insider in WCW. One of WWE's writers was just fired from WCW. He came over to WWE, became a writer, and they told Vince everything. At that time, Vince Russo was the head writer of WWE. Hold on, y'all. But all Vince Russo stuff went through Vince McMahon before it came out. That's why when he went to WCW went downhill because Vince Russo sucked by himself. Just that simple. So it's just it had to happen. When Brett got put in chop shooter by Shawn Michaels, the match had to happen. It had to end that way. It was had to go end with the sharpshooter on Bret Hart, or the referee do a fast count after Shawn Michaels barely connect with sweet jam music. Sharpshooter was our only logical explanation. Shawn Michaels is still hated in Canada to this day. Bret Hart is a very bitter man right now, and I mean bitter man. Bret Hart does not like Shawn Michaels. He does not like Hulk Hogan. He can't stand Hogan. He can't stand Hogan at all. And Bret Hart is a very bitter man, and it's sad to be honest with you. But yeah, he's a very bitter man. With the company, he's bitter with the company, and he's bitter with the fact that Hogan, who many people call a racist, is getting more publicity about his new upcoming documentary or his new movie than he has gotten in the last 20 years. Let's just put it like this. 1984, Hulk Hogan defeated Iron Sheik in Madison Square Garden for the WWF Championship. That day was the beginning of Hulkamania. That day was also the beginning that put the WWF on the map. Hogan is not a catch as catch can worker, not by any means, but he's had some great matches with the likes of Sergeant Slaughter, Randy Savage, who else he had great matches with Ultimate Warrior, um, King Kong Bundy, Roddy Piper. I mean, what they did in WCW, Hogan and Piper did in WCW was awesome. They did at WrestleMania 1 with Hogan and T against Mr. T against Piper and Orndorff was awesome. Hogan had excellent matches with Mr. Wonderful. So you think about it, Hogan put WWF on the map. Now, let's flip the script and go to WCW. WCW didn't have a mainstream superstar. Their biggest claim to stand, Ric Flair was their top gun, and Flair was the top gun. They was building up Sting. Flair had the Horsemen. There was so many incarnations of the Horsemen. You had Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, um, Tully Blanchard. Then you had Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and Tully Blanchard. That stuck for a long time. Then when Tully and Arn left to go to WWF, it was Ric Flair, Arn. It was Ric Flair, Psycho Sid, the Japanese guy, and somebody else in the Horsemen. Then when Arn came back, Tully got fired because of drugs. Then they put Paul Roman in the Horsemen. Paul Roman should never been the Horseman. Neither was Sid Vicious a good fit in the Horseman. The incident was Sid and Arn in the hotel lobby where he stabbed Arn 32 times. Arn lucky to be alive after that. It was crazy. Then finally WCW wised up, recreated the Horseman again, and they put in the Horseman Brian Pillman, Chris Benoit, Arn Anderson, and Ric Flair. Pillman left because him and Kevin Sullivan did not see eye to eye as booker and wrestler. They couldn't see eye to eye with nothing. Pillman left, went to ECW for a spell, went to WWE. They put Steve McMichael in the Horseman. You heard me. Chicago Bears great Steve McMichael's in the Horseman. Now, the slap in the face was when they gave Steve McMichael the United States Heavyweight Championship. The only reason Steve McMichael's got that title is the mere fact Kevin Sullivan didn't want Chris Benoit holding the title because at the time, Chris Benoit was sleeping with his wife, Nancy, aka Woman. Kevin Sullivan was the booker of WCW. He was the pencil behind all them superstars that got pushed in WCW. Sullivan goes on record today. Yeah, we all know he sucked. We know Sullivan sucked. There's no doubt about Sullivan sucked. We all know he sucked. Um, we all know McMichael sucked too. But anyway, Kevin Sullivan did not want Chris Benoit as a champion because he was sleeping with Nancy. So, with that being said, You have to give the title to a horseman. Arn wasn't clear to compete. Um, Pillman was AWOL. Well, yeah, to compete. Ric Flair home with a shoulder injury, so you had no other option to get a title to Steve McMichael. He won the title at Clash of Champions. Arn Anderson had to retire, leaving the spot open in a horseman. His spot was given to Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect, took the spot, turned on them at War Games. The next night on Nitro, took the U.S. title from Steve McMichael. I am so glad that happened. Hennig held the belt until Starrcade and before he lost to the DDP. The point I'm making is this: the WCW board of directors had a choice to make. It was either Chris Benoit or McMichael was to get the title. Kevin Sullivan, who was the majority vote, decided to get a title to Steve McMichael because Benoit was sleeping with Nancy. Now, the war that Chris Benoit and Kevin Sullivan had behind the scenes does not match the war they had in the ring. Their first match at Great American Bash 96, that match went all over the place. They went from the lobby to the bathroom to the hallway. They fought up and down the Baltimore Arena. I think they tore the Baltimore Arena apart. And Benoit finally won that match with superplex off the top of the table on top of the rope. You got to watch it. If you have the WWE Network, watch Clash of Champions 96. That match will leave you speechless. It was not Clash of Champions, Bash, Great American Bash. It was awesome because that was simply the best. She needed to, but she didn't. She didn't because Nancy went on to marry Chris Benoit. She filed for divorce with Kevin and married Chris Benoit. Kevin Sullivan was a devil worshiper. So he still is this day, to be honest with you. So it's crazy how down. Um, okay, so the backstory behind that was when WCW fell on its hard times, Kevin Sullivan became the booker yet again. Night Chris Benoit made Sid Vicious tap to win the World Heavyweight title. The next day or the next morning, Sullivan stripped Benoit of the World Heavyweight Championship, and Benoit, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and Perry Saturn jumped ship, left WCW, and appeared on Monday Night Raw the following night. To this day, Chris Benoit is the only undefeated WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, Benoit's legacy is tarnished because of the double murder suicide, which I don't think he did, but a lot of people think he did. His career is tarnished. You will never see Benoit in the Hall of Fame. You will never see mention Benoit's name unless he's proven he didn't do it. Whatever. Sure. That group that jumped shift to WWF, Benoit, Saturn, Malenko, Guerrero. All them guys had magnificent careers, but two of those guys broke out, Benoit and Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero defeated Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship at No Way Out, thanks to Goldberg. Well, I can't stand either. A lot of guys in wrestling I can't stand. Goldberg's one of them. Brock Lesnar, one of them. Okay, I can't stand Brock Lesnar. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I can't stand Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had one job. He had one job. His job was to put over Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He didn't do it. You know why he didn't do it? He told Vince McMahon, "Why am I putting over this guy? He's not over my level. He's not nowhere near my level. So why am I putting over this guy?" Well, here's the reason why you put over him, because he's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon wanted him to be put over. Why? Brock went out there and strictly dominated Roman Reigns. And when I mean dominate, Roman Reigns had everything every offense Roman got, Roman got. Now, the reason I don't like Goldberg, Goldberg, Oh, comment on something else. The reason I don't like Goldberg, I don't respect no man who got beat up in the shower. I don't respect Vader because Vader got beat up by Paul Orndorff in the shower. William Regal, aka at the time he was called Lord Steven Regal, beat the crap out of Goldberg in the shower. Yeah, he was. And you know what? He was overrated because WCW didn't have a big name star. And Hogan was in NWO. They couldn't promote Hogan as a heel and a face because Hogan was too over. Hogan was too over. Randy Savage was too over. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash was too over. Why they was too over? Because they came from WWF. That's why they were too over. Vince put Hall, he put Nash, he put Hogan, he put Savage over. W, on the other hand, made Scott Hall a drunk, made Randy Savage championship reigns a bunch of jokes, made Kevin Nash the laughing stock of professional wrestling, and made Hogan the god in wrestling. That's simple. Then you got Goldberg, who came over, who beat a guy by the name of Hugh Morris, whose real name is Bill DeMott, and made a career out of it. And he started wrecking people one after another. And he gets the DC against Goldberg, and he gets beat by a taser. It wasn't a jackknife to beat him. He got beat by a taser. Thanks to Scott Hall, but who's counting? Man, Goldberg's highly overrated. You got other guys you can put in that position. Steve Regal, another guy you can put in that position. Okay? A lot of guys deserve to be in that position, but didn't get that position because of politician in WCW. Because of Eric Bischoff, if he didn't like you, he didn't do it. You held back. Then after Hogan left, after Kevin Nash couldn't wrestle because of knee injury, you promote Rick Steiner's baby brother, Scott Steiner. Big Papa Pump. Good Lord, I couldn't stand him. I still can't stand him. I'm gonna tell you why. Scott Steiner, a magnificent suplex wrestler, a magnificent tag team wrestler. As a single wrestler, this guy sucks real bad. This guy can barely can do a body slam without getting out of breath. You know why? Because baby brother Scott Steiner, yeah, Brock is too. He baby brother Scott was carried by big brother Rick. Rick Steiner carried his brother all of his career. So he wants to break out and become Big Papa Pump. Yeah, steroids get you jacked up. Being on the juice will get you jacked up too. So he goes out, he wins a TV title from Conan, which was at that time a TV title in WWE was a joke. After Booker T lost it, it was a joke. The TV title in WWE was a joke. Scott Steiner made that title a laughing stock. So he lost the title back to Booker T. The title got some prestige to it. Scott Hall got hold to it and threw it in the trash. That title became a joke. And you give Scott Steiner the world title. The biggest mistake in WCW's life. You give Scott Steiner the world heavyweight champion. That's just like WCW giving Jeff Jarrett the world title. Oh wait, they did that too. That's why WCW went under. That's why. Meanwhile, over on WWF, Vince McMahon revealed himself as the higher power of the corporate ministry, which shot ratings through the roof. Meanwhile, over on Raw, Mankind defeats The Rock to win the WWF title, beats the crap out of Raw out of Nitro that same week. Meanwhile, the Intercontinental title is being showcased the way it's supposed to be showcased on Raw, and it blows out Monday Nitro. While over on Nitro, Scott Steiner is having a script tease in the ring with two freaks. But over on Raw, you have a classic Intercontinental title match. WCW killed a lot of superstars' careers, and WWE rebounded a lot of superstars' careers. I'm gonna just name a few. Dustin Rhodes. He was called the natural Dustin Rhodes in WCW. He had a heck of a run in WCW, U.S. champ, tag champ, six-man tag champion. But he never got that push because of who his father was. Bill Watts told Dustin Rhodes one time, Your daddy will hold you back 90% of the time." Dustin jumped shift to WWF and became the bizarre Goldust and made a name for himself. Boy, did he made a name for himself. Those vignettes to promote Goldust, masterpiece. Then when he finally came, you can say that too. Now that he finally came, now he came to WWE, he beat Marty Jannetty in his opening matchup. Marty Jannetty was a jobber, a former Intercontinental champion at that time, former tag team champion at that time, gave Goldust a run for his money. Goldust barely won that match. That's what made that match so good. You take a guy like Eddie Guerrero. He's a former U.S. champ and a cruiserweight champ in WCW. WWE brings him over, teams him with Chavo, Los Guerreros. You give him that moniker, lie, cheat, and steal. Guerrero beats Brock Lesnar in No Way Out to win his first WWF championship. Oh, man, it's no secret there. Eddie Guerrero, a Grand Slam winner in WWF, and a Triple Crown winner in WWF. WCW, just a U.S. and cruiserweight champion. You know why? Because WWE WWE saw promise in Eddie Guerrero. WCW just saw a Latino wrestler. That's just my opinion. All right, so here it is. I do this every show, and I'm going to throw it out to you right now. First wrestling question of the show: Who is the very first United States heavyweight champion? He is a Hall of Famer. Who is he? Let's see who knows the answer to this one. So we're gonna jump into a different subject right now. Let's talk about let's talk about a very touchy subject, and it is for me because let's talk about Jerry Lawler's incident on Monday Night Raw. For those you know, though, on September the 10th, Jerry edition on Monday Night Raw, Jerry Lawler had a tag team match where he teamed up with, I want to say, no, it was a Hulk. Jerry, he teamed up. Who did he team? He teamed up with Randy Orton, and they battled Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk in the tag team matchup. Jerry Lawler won when he rolled up Dolph Ziggler. After the match, Jerry Lawler went back to resume his commentary D's. No, it wasn't Dirty Ro- Ooh, no, he went back to resume his commentary D's. During the show, no. James Ellsworth, no. And Dustin, no. What? I said first, United States heavyweight champion. And James Ellsworth is not a Hall of Famer. And if he ever becomes a Hall of Famer, I ain't never watching wrestling again. Anyway, no, but he is a former U.S. champion. So is Dustin. They're not it. So the night during the matchup, no, it's not Seth. I said first U.S. champion. So anyway, no, Flair's held more U.S. titles than any man alive, but it's not Ric Flair. So during the commentary, it would sound like somebody was snoring. He's a rival of Ric Flair. He's one of Ric Flair's rivalries back in the day. So during the commentary, Flash Funk. Flash Funk never held the U.S. title. Yokozuna never held the U.S. title. What? It's not Flash Funk. Rock is going to be a waste. Rock is already a waste. What is with people in Flash Funk? It's not Flash Funk. Oh, Lord, I'm gonna give you a hint. He trained Trevor Murdoch. What was it? Oh yeah, about Jerry Lawler. Um, he during the commentary match he started snoring. Come to find out he wasn't snoring. Look here, Con Squad. For the last time, it's not Flash Funk. The only title Flash Funk held WCW was a tag team title with Marcus Bagwell. I will not acknowledge him. No, Pat Patterson was the first Intercontinental Champion. Not the first U.S. champion, the first Intercontinental Champion. Okay, here's another hint. He was in WWF for a time. He was managed by Bobby Brain Heaton, and he was also called King. Who is he? I swear, if you put Flash Funk up there one more time. Anyway, so don't. I can't even finish it because I got a feeling you're gonna put Flash Funk on here again. But anyway, during the commentary, Jay Lawler passed out, and he had a. For the last time, he is not the tribal funk. Thank you, Tori got it right. It's Harley Race. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's another. I talk about Lola some of the time. Here's another wrestling tribute for you. This tag team is a former tag team champion in WWF. They've held the tag team titles 3 times. They're from. Now, how do you know she cheated? Held the tag team title 3 times. They their first reign came when they defeated the Steiner brothers. Who are they? So, they're former 3-time WWF Tag Team Champions. They went to WCW, and it was managed by Colonel Parker, and it was called the Amazing French What? But what was their name in WWF? No, not the Bushwhackers. Oh no, not the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers never competed in WCW. They competed in NWA, but never WCW, which is stupid because NWA was WCW, but they don't consider that. So, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's been a lot of going on in professional wrestling. Mark Henry signed the Stein. No, Colonel Parker never managed Steiner Brothers, and if he did, God help us all. So a lot of names has been happening. AEW has just signed Andrade. They just signed Mark Henry. No, you didn't. They just signed AEW. Just signed Mark. Yeah, AEW is turns WCW 2.0. They signed Mark Henry. They signed Andrade. They signed Leo Rush. They signed Christian Cage. And it's rumored they're in negotiation signing when he becomes a free agent. Um, I forgot that kid's name. When they become a free at the end of the month, the Gorillas of Destiny. Oh yeah, you got the Hardy Race. Yeah, you got that right. But nobody's answered the question right now. They're 3-time WWF Tag Team Champions. They went to WCW. It was managed by Colonel Barker. They were named the Amazing French What? But what was their name in WWF? Here's another hint for you. One of them is a former Intercontinental Champion. And if Lonzo was on here, Lonzo probably get this right now when I say this. One of them beat the crap out of Dino Bravo. No, not Dino Bravo. I take that back. One of them beat the crap out of Dynamite Kid because he was also a part of the. He was also managed by Jimmy Hart. Okay, you got the Mounties right, but what was their name as it was the tag team champions? There you go, the Quebecers. They was also called in WCW the Amazing French Canadians when they was managed by Colonel Parker. They was also called that was it, matter of fact. The Rougeau brothers, Jock and Raymond, back in the day, beat the living crap out of Dynamite Kid. It happens. So the rivalry with Dynamite Kid and the Rougeau brothers started because Dynamite was a jokester, and Dynamite got the crap beat out of him by Dynamite got the crap beat out of him by Raymond Rougeau. And not, how did he cheat? Got the crap beat out of him by Raymond Rougeau. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm gonna ask another question. Here it is. Let's see if we can get this one. He is a former six-time Intercontinental Champion, a former three-time United States Champion. He's also a former Tag Team Champion, a former European Champion. He's a former WCW World Champion. He is pronounced is a Hall of Famer. And who is he? He, he was managed by Colonel Parker in WWF. He was managed by Deborah McMichael in WCW. Who is he? He's a second generation wrestler. No, not Lex. Lex was never managed by Colonel Parker. And if he was, God help us all. Ray wasn't. No, he wasn't. The only person Lex Luger was managed by was Holly Race and Miss Elizabeth and Jimmy Hart. So who is he? He is a WWE Hall of Famer. Here we go with this Flash Funk crap again. It's not Flash Funk. No. Flair beat up Colonel Parker, but he's not managed by Colonel Parker. And I think Flair slept with Beverly Michaels. I could be wrong. No. So, no. What the heck? Sergeant Slaughter is a former U.S. champion, but he was never Intercontinental champion. Okay, here's the question again, because I see we got more viewers. This man is a six-time Intercontinental champion. He's a former tag team champion. He's a former European champion in WWF. In WCW, he's a former three-time U.S. champion and a former three-time WCW champion. Who is he? He's a former world champion WCW. He was managed by Deborah McMichaels. He was managed by Colonel Parker in WCW. No, not Diamond. Definitely not Warrior. Warrior didn't have no managers. Nobody like Warrior. I see seven people watching. Hit that like button. Let's get 7 likes up here. It wasn't Diamond. No, Stone Cold was not. He was managed by Colonel Parker, but it wasn't. No, that's the nobody don't get it in the next minute. I'm gonna give you the answer. He is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. Okay. I'm gonna give you a big hint. This should get this should get an answer. He spelled his name out before he spelled his name out. That's all I'm gonna say. In WCW, he was called the Chosen One. Boss Man was never was called the Chosen One. Neither was Rob Van Dam. The Giant. He's a former U.S. Thank you, Zoe. Con Squad and Zoe got it. Jeff Jarrett. Lord. And Tyrone got it. All right, I'm gonna get one more question up and see who's gonna get this. This legendary manager managed the likes of. Oh, that's too easy for you. This manager managed the likes of. How did Tyrone cheat? You got it right, Tyrone. He's still muscle so. Okay, I see 6 people are watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. I will be doing this every Saturday at 2:30 on YouTube. I'm gonna get one more question. Then I'm gonna hit one more subject, and I'm out of here. The next question is going to be the easy one. He's a legendary manager. But it's not Flash Funk. It will never be Flash Funk. I do not like him. That boy gets on my nerves. Um, Not Bobby Heaton. It was gonna be Bobby Heaton. Okay, here's the next question. I think she cheated that one. But anyway, um, here's the next question for you. This superstar is a former WCW Hardcore Champion. He's a former WWF Tag Team Champion. He's a King of the Ring winner. He- Toya got it right as Paul Bear. And not, damn it, Toya got it right as Bobby Heaton, not Paul Bear. You know what? Like I said, this guy is the last WCW Hardcore Champion. He is a former WWF Tag Team Champion. He is also a King of the Ring. Who is he? Okay, I don't see an answer. So we're gonna hop into the next subject. William Regal was never a WCW Hardcore Champion. He's a former Tag Team Champion, but he was never a WCW Hardcore Champion. Trey Lawler. No. What? Lawler didn't hold no title in WCW or WWF. Sad, but true. I'm surprised Zoe ain't getting this one. Anyway, nobody's got it. He was managed by Bobby Heaton in WWE. He was managed by no, not Terry Funk. Terry Funk was managed by Bobby Heaton. I think Bobby Heaton managed all them funks. But he was managed by Bischoff. No, but he is a former WCW Hardcore Champion. And he was never Tag Team Champion or King of the Ring. And I do not believe Eric Bischoff was managed by Bobby Heaton. Reno, mean. Yeah, you got it right, Tori. It was mean. But he was called Haku in WCW. No, he was called Mean in WCW, and he was called Haku in WWF. Haku was the king of the ring when he beat Harley Race at the Royal Rumble. Him and Andre the Giant defeated Demolition to become tag team champions. And at Starrcade, he defeated Terry Funk and what is that guy's name? Whoever he defeated Norman Smiley to win the Hardcore Championship at Starrcade, which he won and took the title and ran with it because he went back to WWF where he debuted in the 2000 with re-debuted the 2001 Royal Rumble. He lasted about 20 minutes before him and Rikishi was eliminated by the Brother of Destruction. So, for those of you who've been wondering about what's going on and with the Undertaker, well, the Undertaker may be coming out of retirement. Vince McMahon's got an idea for one more big ride with the Undertaker. It's been reported that the Undertaker and Kane may go after the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam or at the Survivor Series. Either one would be good because the word on the internet as of right now, Vince McMahon is tired of the shows and Raw and SmackDown ratings going up and down. Well, SmackDown ratings going up and Raw ratings going all the way down. He wants to bring Taker back. If Taker could get in wrestling shape for one more big run, Undertaker may have a world title run and a tag team title run. But ask the question, Tyrone. He is but that's if Taker agrees to it. Kane wants to do it. Taker doesn't want to do it. I mean, Taker's up in the air right now, so you never know. So on that note, on that last question, Tyrone, we're gonna end the show. Thank everyone. We're gonna end the show. Thank everybody for watching. I will be back next Saturday at 2:30 p.m. This is the Master of the Mat. I am Anthony the Origin Bryant. I will see you all next Saturday. And Con Squad, if you put one more thing up there by Flash Funk, yeah, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good weekend. Y'all have a good day. Peace. No, I would. I'm not. You can tell I said that.